Hi everyone, welcome back into My Chamber TV. We are the heartbeat and the pulse of the community here in the Tampa Bay area. We are today actually featuring the Safety Harbor Chamber of Commerce, and I'm really excited to interview Paul Peiffer, who is with AFC
Urgent care.
Urgent Care.
Yes.
Had a senior moment there.
Yeah.
How
that's
are
right.
you?
Fine, thank you.
I had a chance to actually get all the scoop just before this segment, so I'm going to let you talk to our viewers and tell everyone, how long have you had this urgent care?
We started this clinic in Clearwater, which is really close to Safety Harbor. We started in 2012, and so we've been in business for over 8 years. And basically what we do is we take care of everything that's non-life-threatening injuries and illnesses. We do a lot of other special physicals. We do a variety of other things, weight loss programs, and so on. So we try to do a variety of different things for the community. And being open 7 days a week, it provides a lot of convenience medicine-wise to people in the area. I've been involved in Safety Harbor Chamber for 8 years, the first time we opened up. And I've been the chairman twice and been on the board for seven years for the chamber. So it's been a very good, close relationship between businesses and the benefits of being part of a chamber.
Absolutely, and in this urgent care world, especially in today's times, how's that affected you?
Yeah, it's been crazy. When the state shut down in March of last year, we were doing really well growth-wise, and then they shut down the state for a while, and our business just dropped off dramatically, just like everybody else's businesses.
Sure.
Whether it's restaurants and medical, whatever. Everybody hunkered down at home. So what we did was we started doing testing, antibody testing and COVID testing, and that just took off. There's such a pent-up demand for it. People thought they were sick back at the beginning of the year with the virus. They wanted to see if they have antibodies for it. We did a lot of antibody testing. We've done a lot of COVID testing. We've done thousands of COVID testing. And now it's starting to slow down a little bit, but you got a lot more people traveling. And when you travel internationally, even to certain states, they require COVID tests to prove that you have a negative test within 72 hours of your travel.
That's really good information. You know, I swear I may have had COVID a year ago, November, a year ago this past Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Had so many symptoms. It was before anything was even being mentioned.
Right.
And I never got tested to see if I did have the antibodies. What does a person do if they think, like, if they're like me and they think maybe they need to get tested? They just come into the clinic?
Yeah, they just come in, no appointment, and just request that you want an antibody test. It's a small blood test, and then we send it out to our lab, and the results come back in 1 to 2 days. And then it'll tell you whether they have the antibodies. The same thing, if you had the virus recently and you were tested positive, you'll establish the antibodies once you get well from the virus.
So what are you finding in this area of the antibodies? What are you finding as far as you hear so many stories, you don't know who to believe, what to believe, or anything. Does a person feel protected because they have those antibodies? And
yes, they don't know how long if you had the virus, how long those antibodies and the protection you will have as an individual. They're still trying to study that, but we believe that at least 4 to 6 months it provides some protection from what the CDC believes it is right now. And then the vaccines are coming out now, and the vaccines are going to provide greater protection. Again, they don't know how long the vaccines will last, whether it's a year or 6 months, or do you have to get it every year just like the flu shot? So they're still trying to study that, and then with the variants of the different strains of this virus that are happening, there's a lot of studies going on to figure out what the impact of that's going to be. But we'll be giving the vaccines here very shortly. The state of Florida is distributing the vaccines to clinics and stuff, and so we have an order placed with the state. So we're hoping to get the vaccines here very shortly and be able to do our part in providing vaccines for people who need it.
So you're really covering all those areas. If you think that maybe you have had the COVID in the past. You can come in and see if you have the antibodies, or you can get tested. And you're right here in Safety Harbor. Exactly where is your clinic?
Well, we're right across the street from Safety Harbor in Clearwater.
Okay.
So actually our address is Clearwater, but we're right across the street on McMullen Booth Road in the Bayside Bridge Shopping Plaza with Publix as their anchor. And we've been there since we started. So we're right across from Safety Harbor. Yeah,
So I want to ask you, this has been a crazy year, a year we've never ever seen before.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, we were just talking about this before the segment, people going to the urgent care versus going to the ER. Can you give our viewers an idea on, what to kind of keep in mind? I mean, the ER is my worst place. I just don't want to go there. And in the last year, I have had to take my husband there. You can't go in. I don't know how it is now going to the ER. So everybody's, they have their thoughts about it. What are some of the things that people are coming to you for?
Well, we're trying to publicize, and we do that as best we can, whether it's on social media or the websites, and that is to show that there is another option beside going to an ER. And the ER is really designed around life-threatening injuries and illnesses. And they're, when you really consider the percentage, it's relatively small from that standpoint. So basically what an urgent care does is supplement and reduce the unnecessary visits to urgent care, because we have on-site x-ray, we can do blood work, we can do an EKG on someone to check and see if there's issues with their heart. There's a lot of different things that we can do to minimize the unnecessary trips to the ER. And it's a benefit to not only the patient because of the time and the troubles you go through going into the ER, but also you save money, big time money.
Yeah.
Because if you go to the ER for something that you really are minor that you could have gone to the urgent care, your copay is at least going to be $200. And then if your deductibles ain't met, I mean, it could be thousands of dollars for something that you could have been treated in an urgent care for a fraction of that cost.
Of course.
And plus your time, we average less than an hour per visit.
I was just going to ask you about that. I mean, there's been times where you can be there like overnight still in the waiting room, unless depending if it's a life-threatening, urgent in the moment.
Yeah, and that's what the ER is designed for. They're designed for people who have heart attacks and strokes and things that are very serious and they're life-threatening, and that's what they're qualified to do. But if you just have a minor injury, I mean, you're wasting their time.
I was just going to say, if there's a whole lot of people going there as opposed to urgent care when that can be addressed, it's highly recommended. And you do accept insurance.
Yeah.
So that's
we accept all the insurances. There isn't much we don't accept, including all the government insurances, the TRICARES, the Medicaid and Medicares. So we take care of everything. All the insurances that are available, including Canadian insurance. We have a large Canadian wintering Canadian citizens that live here, and so we actually take their insurance as well.
That's great. That's good to know. So you've been a member of the chamber for a good while.
Yeah, we started, I joined right away because I thought that joining a chamber, and I joined other chambers as well, but Safety Harbor was so close to my clinic that I thought that would be good to network, get to know people in the community.
Sure.
Get people to know that who I am, where I'm at, what I do for a living. And so I immediately joined, and so they asked me to join the board relatively close after I joined because they needed some diversity in the board. And so I joined the board, and then a year later they asked me to be the chairman. So I was the chairman, and then last year they needed a chairman again, so they asked me to be on it again. So, but it's a good group of people. We have a cross section of different businesses. We have the Phillies on the board, we have Baycare on the board, we have Chichi Rodriguez's golf course guy on the board. So we have a big diversity between medical retail, restaurants, just a whole kind of a rainbow of different businesses, which is good because the chamber wants to be able to promote all the businesses and do events that help promote
Awesome.
the businesses in Clearwater and Safety Harbor.
It's so great to have you here on our show
Thank you.
today. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for being with us. And if you need urgent care, check out ACU. And we'll be right back. Thanks for joining us today.